You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
It's Mando Monday.
Mando
Monday. It's the last Mando Monday for a while.
At least till this fall.
Yeah, until October-ish.
October.
This is our right, October, whatever. I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by, as always, our
Jedi Master JD.
And the man who puts men into Mandos.
Whoa, that's a different show.
I'm leaving it in. I'm really happy with it. Because I said that with such gusto and confidence. I was like, "This is what it is," and I screw up. I don't write it down. If I don't write it down, I'm like a Ron Burgundy. If it's written down, I'll say whatever.
Right.
But if it's not written down, I ain't saying. I'm just not. Just nothing happens.
Well, now we know why he's late today.
Right. He's putting the min in Mendes. Drew, co-host is going to be here a little late, but that's fine. So we have gotten through 8 episodes of The Mandalorian, and ended on such a high note.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see what's coming. So part of this episode is kind of reflection of what we liked, criticisms of what we didn't like this season. I would also like to do some speculation.
Okay.
What do we like to see coming up, and what would be a fun season 2? There's been some rumors, but there's not been a lot. But I'm aware, so we're gonna stall a little bit. I have some news from the Disney Plus front. On the other live shows. So we knew as of a couple of weeks ago they have halted production on Obi-Wan,
right,
because of script troubles and trying to fix that out. They've done the same thing to the Cassian Andor series.
Really?
Yeah, so that stopped production this week for more script revisions. Disney Plus can't get their stuff together.
Should they just call us?
Right, I'll write it. What do you need? We get 3 of us in here when he gets here. 3 of us.
2 of us in here, one in the Mando or something, whatever he is doing.
One in the Mandos.
It's a semi-kid or not kid. How much? Yeah.
We're explicit, according to Apple Podcasts.
Are we?
Yeah, we have the E.
Okay.
For
everyone.
That's what Steph thought it was for. So I was like, no, honey, it means explicit.
Rated E.
For we're naughty.
For each. Wait. No.
Especially the last of My Star Wars Life. Oof, wow.
I missed it. I hate that I missed it.
I hate you missed it too, but it was fun.
But flu.
Yeah, flu sucks.
And strep.
Oh, you got the combo.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Thanks, kids.
This is why I don't have children. I don't have children at all because I don't want,
You just don't want to get you sick?
Right.
I feel like that's horse cart wrong area, but whatever.
I'm good. I'm not currently sick. I am totally sick, but not sick with like the flu.
You don't have like the flu or the cooties.
or the coronavirus, which I guess is Jimmy Buffett's favorite virus.
I just love that it pairs well with Lyme disease.
Oh, that's nice. I like that one. I know. I have not heard that one at all.
Oh! I just got burned by Drew via text.
So Drew said he was going to be late. You can go and say what your response was.
Yeah, my response was, I don't, just so I have the right wording.
So
he said he was going to be late. We should start without him. I said, directors just doing whatever they want. Sheesh.
And he replies with, I'm sorry, who are you again?
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch. Ooh. Ouch. You say I'm the talent. That's what you tell him. That's how you respond.
Add with bitch on the end.
I am the talent.
Hold on. I have to caps that.
Yeah, you should. You should caps talent. That's how that works. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. There you go. So director, producer, talent. That's how that works. So Cassian Andor, back to Star Wars. Cassian Andor is done. It's for now. So it's.
I hate these though.
I do. It's like they can't get their stuff together. It's crazy.
It's like we've been bad right before Christmas, and they tell us Santa's not coming.
Right.
They're like, guess what? Santa's coming. He's bringing Obi-Wan show. He's bringing Cassian Andor show. We're gonna have all these shows for Christmas. Psych.
And then you find out that Daddy was gambling too much, and well, there's not going to be a Christmas. It's like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, Santa went to Las Vegas, and well,
Santa bet on red because of his suit, and you never bet on red.
So what I'm saying is, like, you're lucky to have electricity to do your homework by. I'm just saying that's not a story I know, but just
why is there a bow on the light switch? You know why.
You know why. So that we also have, and we'll talk a little bit more part of this later, but Toy Fairs this weekend in
Manhattan.
Manhattan, New York City Toy Fair, which is always fun. Hasbro and Disney has just announced another long-term partnership, so we're gonna have many cool Star Wars toys to come from years down the line. There was a lot of worry. There's always a lot of worry. The sales of the movie stuff has been down. Mm-hmm. And so there was a worry that Disney was going to pull it and go with Mattel, which Disney's had a relationship for many, many years. But I think Disney understands that Hasbro and Kenner is part of the Star Wars, franchise. I mean, they're part of the family anyway, so it's hard, So we'll see how it goes. But they did announce some cool stuff. We'll talk about the Mandalorian stuff in a minute. But because of Clone Wars, there's some new Clone Wars toys coming out, which is kind of cool. There's an Ahsoka and a Clone Trooper. Like there's a line that's like 5-inch figures because they're not doing any the classic stuff that we grew up with, the 3 3/4 inch. Mm-hmm. They're not doing any of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So toys have kind of gone to this 5-inch style or 6-inch style, and so they're leaning. Hasbro's following the trends what the kids are playing with, so that's what they're going with.
Smart.
Because of the 40th anniversary. Oh, that was hard to say. 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back this year. They are releasing and re-releasing some of the Empire Strikes Back Black Series figures and putting them on classic Kenner cards. So they're just giant versions of the action figures that we grew up with. So there's a TIE Pilot, a Lando. There's
that bad plastic cape.
Yeah, the bad, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, not it won't look like the Kenner one. I mean, there's a Black Series version with a plastic cape. But here comes Drew.
He's even on the phone. Could you be more director?
You guys are just slacking. The lights on.
No. We're being polite. Openly keeping the door open, waiting for you to come here.
I was on the phone with Mr. Spielberg.
Oh, yeah.
He needs some advice.
But this is a Star Wars show.
I was on the phone with Mr. Abrams.
Okay.
He needed to know how to bring back Colin Trevorrow.
He was wondering.
I was actually on the phone.
Why was there no episode 8?
I was on the phone with this guy named Ryan. Spells it like Rianne. Don't really.
You're like, JJ, why did you just do 2 movies? There was a gap in the middle of nothing. I don't know what happened.
No, he just stared at me blankly.
His mouth was moving. I didn't hear anything.
My apologies.
You're fine. You have a life. It's okay.
Well, it's my life, and it's now or never.
We weren't going to wait forever.
That's why I love you, man. It's because there's no doubt on this show somewhere a dumb song gets worked into a plan.
Yeah, that's true. We just started, so I haven't missed much. We're talking a little bit about Toy Fair.
Oh yeah, I haven't got to see it. I've been in the weeds.
So I'll let you the fun stuff that we've just mentioned before. Hasbro is no longer doing the 3 3/4 inch lines.
Yeah,
like we grew up with.
Yeah.
So they got a 5-inch line that the kids are playing with now. So there's an Ahsoka and a Clone Trooper coming out with that. There's
sick.
Yeah. Then
I'll own both.
And then there's since the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, they're doing the 6-inch, the Black Series.
Yep.
They're reprinting some of the Black Series figures, but they're putting them on the classic Kenner backs.
Oh, sick! Done.
Right. So
that's happening too.
So there's,
God, this is gonna be an expensive year for me.
There's a TIE Fighter pilot, a Lando. There's the R2's got a repaint because he looks like he's got mud and stuff like he was on Dagobah.
Oh, great!
And so there's a few others like at the Escape.
Those are going to be mass produced, or are they exclusives?
They're mass produced. You'll be able to get them in these places.
I hope they make more of the clone, like the Stormtrooper and the TIE Fighter, so you can just buy more of the same one.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's why I always wonder, like,
you like the army build.
I mean, yeah, but like when they're making these molds and everything, they're like, all right, we're going to produce 10,000 Landos, we're going to produce 10,000
right
R2s. I need 400,000 Stormtroopers.
Yeah,
because that was the bad guy.
Yeah. Right.
Like, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, as a kid, that's what they did. It was really funny because Kenner's did something that no other toy company ever did. They would. they produced a line of toys, and then they just kept reprinting them when they would add to the line. And so, it started with 12, and I think it ended with 120. But when the 120 were out, you could buy all 120.
Yeah.
They just had different card backs.
Yeah.
So, you could get your Stormtroopers and your Vaders and your
The only thing
Veers.
I wish they would have done is just a slight pose difference in the Stormtroopers, just so you could mix it up a little bit. Because after a while, they all literally, it's not that they just look the same. They all were stuck in the same pose for me.
That's true.
Like they were like in every scene where they're all standing there.
No, because
Where it was
sometimes
painted on.
what if I wanted a guy with his arm slightly bent so it looked like he was giving orders or commanding or doing something
And
else?
you get the commander figure that's in the gray, bath.
Yeah, but they're not going to be on the battlefield. I'm just saying they didn't have the joint arm
They
here
did not.
thing.
They did not have the kung fu action grip.
So
Is that what that is? I always thought the kung fu action grip was like the way the hand was held. Was it the actual joint at the elbow?
I honestly don't know because it was a GI Joe thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it was now with kung fu action grip. But I remember in GI Joe when they decided to put a swivel in the middle of the forearm.
Huge deal, dude.
That when Snake Eyes could now turn his katana, I was like, oh, it's
Game
over.
changer.
On top of this, but off talking to Star Wars, but since it's Toy Fair, and you mentioned Snake Eyes, Hasbro also makes G.I. Joe. And they're doing a 6-inch line of Joes. And the Snake Eyes looks amazing.
Oh, I might be in that. That might be a problem.
It's
With the Geordie LaForge, or is it the?
it's more the Geordie LaForge visor.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Where he had Timber, the wolf.
Yeah, but he
that
doesn't
was my
have timber.
jam.
He doesn't have timber, but he's got just a ton of weapons and stuff. What I really liked about it is the backpack looks real.
That's cool.
It's molded plastic, but it looks like it has like wrinkles and stuff in it. It looks pretty cool. It's also $40, and I'm just not like,
Ouch.
Well, there we go.
This is like, and then they showed Roadblock and Scarlet and Duke, which all look good. The Snake Eyes looks the best. I haven't seen any Cobras yet. They got some good Cobras. I may put a little money. If they got a Serpentor, they got that.
He was a man. No, wait, that was Cobra.
Once was a man.
That was Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander.
Serpentor was the guy we're like, all right, we need a new
Wasn't that
look.
like Robert Stack? Who did the voice?
It wasn't Robert Stack, but Robert Stack was in Transformers in the movie.
Right. He was Ultra Magnus.
Ultra Magnus, yeah. But both the I can't think of the name of Spreader's voice actor's name, but both him and Robert Stack are no longer with us.
No.
Also,
Damn,
Chris
Betty
Latta
White.
was Cobra Commander, also no longer with us.
Yeah.
But
Dude, Betty White, man.
Highlanders.
Highlanders, baby.
Highlanders. Anyway, back to Star Wars.
That was like a commercial for Hasbro.
It was. I'm still on it.
Tangent
So
one.
when we were kids, there was a Hot Battle for Hoth board game.
Yeah, I barely kind of sort of remember that.
So they're reprinting that.
That's fun.
But they're reprinting it with a 3 3/4 inch version of Luke Skywalker in his X-wing suit,
Oh,
but molded like an old classic
oh, nice.
Star Wars vintage figure.
Nice.
And so it's basically the X-wing pilot that you got, but it was like now he's got a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And so you go, it says he's Luke, but he's like, no, he looks like the rest of the pilots.
Yeah.
So this one now you can have have a little separation there.
Well, and I think we talked this in one of our early episodes that like the first and only Luke I ever had was Luke in his X-wing outfit.
Yeah.
So helmet and everything. I mean, you sort of tell it was Luke, but he had the hole in his hand for the lightsaber to pop out.
Right.
So
Yeah, like Farm Boy Luke, yeah, classic. Farm Boy Luke, classic.
no, but he was in the.
That's what I
was
had.
in the
Farm Boy.
X-Wing
He had the X-wing outfit, Luke.
Well, because the X-wing outfit didn't have the hole for the hand.
Did it not?
The only Luke that had a hole for a hand is the Farm Boy.
Oh,
I had the Farm
then I
Boy.
had the Obi-Wan. Or
The Obi-Wan,
Obi-Wan and the Vader I had with the hole.
had a hole in it.
Again, that's 400 years ago. So
And so the Luke come with a blaster. A little tiny black thing that immediately got lost when you opened the package. It was like gone. Man, those guns! I had lost more of those.
I did okay. For some reason, I was all right with my Star Wars guns and my G.I. Joe guns. I kept up with.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's like,
yeah, that's
I
me.
lost my Turtles guns.
Knowing you.
Continue.
I'm just looking at it because I'm calculating in my brain, like, how old would you have been? And you're jamming with turtles.
And I'm also going like, I don't think
Oh
Turtles.
no, it was definitely awkward when I invited like the 5th grade class to the house for the birthday party, and there was like Michelangelo on the cake, and I'm all excited, and they're like, we're too old for this now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was weird.
No, it's all
I
right.
didn't care.
I G.I.
'Cause
Joe'd
got-
all the way through.
because
but-
I got the Turtles that year,
Yeah.
but still. My standing in class went down after my birthday party, and it was a brand new school, so it was already at the bottom, so I didn't care.
Yeah, that's pretty good then. Live with it.
Yeah.
Since we're talking toys, might as well, because I like this. Do you remember what was your favorite Star Wars figure?
I mean, I was always a Han Solo guy. That's where it was.
So which Han? Is any Han?
No, it was the classic Han is what I had. And then my second favorite was when I forgot how I got it. It was after, it's the Herculoids version. It's the steroids version.
Kenner 95?
Yeah, Kenner 95 steroids Star Wars. I got the Han Solo in the Stormtrooper outfit.
Right.
With the helmet and everything.
Because he was a Fruit Loops special. You had to you had to order him from Fruit Loops.
I did it, and I have one. And so I still have it. It sits above my gaming area whenever I'm playing and stuff.
It's huge steroid.
Dude, he's so buff. He's John Cena big.
All of them were so bad. And then the first Leia had like a dog face. It was terrible. That
Yeah.
first set was bad. That was the only person that was like close to anything was like 3PO. He wasn't built. He was just like, they got 3PO right. How's everybody else is wrong?
And which was the rare one? Was it the plastic coats that were rare, or was it the cloth coats that were rare?
I don't remember.
Probably cloth. Because I had plastic, and there's no way I had to wear stuff.
I mean, that's how I just remember the plastic coats. Like I just
for the vintage stuff.
Yeah.
So the rarest figure in production, I think, is the plastic coat Jawa.
Dang.
Right.
No, I never saw that.
No,
one.
I always had the cloth coat.
Yeah.
And then the other one would be Yak Face, who was
Yep, I remember that.
he was Power of the Force. So he had a coin, but I think he's and people can correct me, but I think he was only available overseas originally. So he's one of those really hard to find ones. And, any of the last 17 of those things, like it's EV-99 and Amanda Man, and there's 2 Ewoks, an Imperial Gunner, Han and Carbonite, and there's a bunch of others I can't remember. Stormtrooper Luke was one of them. That's had a little tiny pinhead, but he could fit a stormtrooper. They had a helmet for him, so he looked like a stormtrooper. But he had a little tiny little.
Like a Beetlejuice style.
Kind of. It's really tiny. It's tiny.
I just need to overdub that right now.
It's just very tiny. And then Anakin Skywalker. So it's old man Anakin, like a Force Ghost one.
Yeah.
And then there's one of the Imperial dignitaries, one of the Simalu or the other guy.
For the record, for those of you that are listening that are young, in the original versions, it was an old guy playing the Force Ghost of Anakin, not
Sebastian
Hayden
Shaw.
Christensen.
Yeah.
That's about-
What about you? What was yours?
My favorite would, to be honest, would either be Boba Fett.
Well, of course. Like I could have said that, but I could never have one.
Yeah.
I just nope. Because my parents saw the thing. Remember when the rocket shot off?
Yeah.
And it choked a kid?
But it never shot it. That never happened.
They heard about it and they just banned it.
So that happened with another toy line. That's why they stopped the.
Well, then that's what happened. Because all I know was I was not allowed to have a Boba Fett, as my mom would call it.
This is the reason when I said I wanted to play Dungeons & Dragons, my mom lost her mind.
Oh, yeah, me too.
My mind, yeah, mine did.
Yeah.
Because people are dying.
Because Satan controls you through the book. And I was like, does God control you through the Bible? Different conversation.
Yeah. The answer's still yes, but
She's like, it's Shabbat, shut up. I was like, yes, ma'am.
We're playing David and Goliath. It's great. Roll some dice.
That's a pretty good idea. Maybe there's a new market there.
It has a biblical D&D.
Who has not done that? Stop talking about it right now. No more information. I'm going for it.
I'm pretty
Copyright Drew Hall. Calling it.
I'm rolling from my sling.
I mean, it works.
Do you have any faith points to put into it?
It'd just be a bunch of warriors and clerics, and that's your title.
That's it. It's done. Warriors and clerics.
It's like, all right, so, I got a great campaign. There's 13 of us. I'm Jesus, and I got 12 guys, and we're going to go.
Yeah.
It's going to end well for you.
It's really pretty tough to roll a miracle right now.
Yeah, all right. Like, people are only going to remember 4 of your followers. And other than that, 5, but we don't talk about that fifth one.
Right. So I put the
was
guy
a
at the
dick.
bottom and say,
That's pretty solid. I'd play that game. Somebody invent if you have to play Jesus in a role-playing game, how does that work out for you? How does that stack up in that space? Jesus, I rolled a 20.
yes, he did.
Thank you, me. That was great.
Oh, that's too good.
You roll a 1, you just point and just goes to a 20.
Yeah.
Christ, you keep running 20s.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yes, I do.
it's like, man, we're out of nachos. Hold
You
on.
can never take the Lord's name in vain with Jesus around because he's there to stop you from doing it. Because he just takes credit.
You'd be like, Jesus Christ, what?
Yeah,
I'm just bad. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah. Forgiveness, my son. You're like, oh, you're right.
But think about it at the party, because like you run out of Mountain Dew and nachos. He's like, give me one, and then
Yeah, right.
suddenly there's
an abundance.
You got abundance of nachos.
The only thing is
I
like
think nowadays he'd just be like, and waiter taco.
yes, exactly.
I did it with one finger.
Oh my God,
whatever.
I would pay to see that skit if you set it up. Jesus has done all these miracles. Oh, this guy, he's gonna be great at the party. Don't worry about him. He does miracles.
He made nachos appear with one finger.
And he gets there and he orders off his phone for the entire time. It's been a scam. That'd be
We
great.
lost a lot of listeners.
We are in the wrong spot of the state for that to not
Oh,
be killed tomorrow.
we have lost a
No,
lot.
you gotta. There's nothing offensive about that. If you can't make a laugh at that, that's not.
No, I
there's
know.
nothing blasphemous. Blasphemous.
Except that pronunciation.
Either way, it worked.
No, I'm just kidding.
We need to write that down.
I'm gonna write this shit back into where we're going. So, we're gonna go back into the actual topic of this week's Mando Monday, our last Mando Monday.
Oh, that is true.
It's our last Mando
Very-
Monday.
the
until,
Dunzos.
so, we are going to do a couple things. Talk about our favorite either episodes or moments of the series.
Sure.
Any criticisms we want to say, and then we'll do kind of a round topic about what we'd like to see in season 2.
Sounds good to me.
So I talk a lot, so we'll just go around and we'll start with you, and
Which part?
whichever one you want to jump into.
Favos.
Favos?
We can do Favos first.
All right.
Jeff Favos.
So we're talking Trade Federation again?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Man, if I can get some of that money, I don't care what we talk about. I will make it legal. Sure, whatever. Just
man, I really enjoyed the series. Like, I know we're talking favorite, but like,
Yep.
the fact that there's a live action Disney Star Wars show is my favorite part of The Mandalorian.
I'm 100% with you on
The
that.
fact that we have it. I always say that I'm just happy there's new Star Wars content to watch. Whether the movie ends up being bad or not, whether the show ends up being bad or not, I'm just excited. I'll watch it. That being said, I do appreciate the little scenes of him being a full badass.
Like gunslinger style, like the cowboy stuff. Yeah.
Like there's a scene in episode 8 where when they finally come out of the cantina and he like pushes one aside and then just like side no look shoots ahead, right?
Yeah.
John Wick style. Like he's just like bam, bam, bam. Like I like the tone they set for the character when they do things like that.
like that's how they introduced him to us too, because he's such a, just a badass when we first meet him.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is that's my favorite. My favorite part of The Mandalorian is episode 1.
Right.
And because of that, because immediately you knew the tone of that character and you knew what you're getting into, and it was nothing but fun from that point forward. It's not flawless,
Right.
but it's fun. So I'm with you. It's 100% the tone set up, and that's the thing I love about it
They
is
bracketed it. Too,
they
at the
did,
end.
and we talked about it a little bit last week with your Force Ghost that.
He's very quiet.
What made it great was it was an original. It feels like an original story again. Like whereas the Star Wars films, it's gotten to be the same thing. I'm happy they're done. Right. This is like I want more. Give me more of something new. And so to me, that's episode 1 really launches that.
Look at me. I am Star Wars now.
I am Star Wars.
I'm Star Wars. I'm Star Wars.
And you can't say episode 4.
No. My favorite thing. My favorite thing about it.
Sorry,
no,
you're right.
My favorite. I'm going to go cliche on this because I honestly, this is seriously. I love the show, but the world is a better place because we have Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Seriously, not just what the child is. It's great and adorable to see on the screen, but all the memes and just general.
Oh yeah.
Camaraderie around just the internet because of that. I am just thrilled.
I saw a picture today. Apparently, one of the tanks in the U.S. Army named it Baby Yoda. It's written down the barrel of the giant cannon.
Brilliant.
It says Baby Yoda. I was like, oh.
Quick, Tank, do the magic hands.
Yeah, magic hand
Well,
thing. Do the magic hand thing. Copy.
Yeah, I'm all into that. That's like the greatest thing I've heard in a while.
I
No, Baby Yoda's amazing.
and it's like it doesn't really talk, and and it doesn't really do a lot. But
No, they're emoting with an effing puppet.
Right, amazing.
Emoting with a puppet.
Like
We haven't seen that since we were kids.
like.
Statler and Waldorf.
But seriously, go back and think the first time you watch that episode, you're like, this is all badass, and then they reveal.
That's why I'm telling you, episode
Right.
1 is my favorite piece.
But they reveal the child at the end of that, and you're just like, jaw just drops because you're like, I've never even conceived of the fact that there could be other Yodas anywhere. And and then they give it to us, and we're like.
I think for me, it was more a matter of I've always thought there were. I just didn't think about that there was an absence of. I thought they were rare. So, and I guess that's your point, but it's just the fact that like seeing a child version of them was mind blowing.
See, I'm just talking about practical. George never wanted he's always been real protective about Yoda. Didn't want to see other Yodas, and that's why Yaddle kind of went in and went out. And we talked about that in our episode, chapter 1 episode, and that's why I never thought of it, because it's just like, you could have had that pram there, and before you give me a million guesses, I would have never said a child version of Yoda or a child, Yoda race ever.
I might have, because if we put together the fact they said that it's 50 years of age and it's obviously a baby.
Right? See, I never even. I mean, I didn't.
There's enough species for me that my brain didn't go to that spot.
Maybe baby Wookiee, but even at 50, they're teenagers.
Right,
Yeah.
but so I never it was just amazing when he pops his little head out, and then they did the second chapter when he just eats a frog, and it's the funniest.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, and then. Chapter 8, when he witnesses the atrocities that IG-11 does, and he just squeals.
Yeah, that's still my favorite Baby Yoda scene of all time.
Because he's in that front carrier.
Oh, he's so happy.
He's in a Baby Yorn. He's just like, it's the greatest. He's riding on a speeder bike.
It's the greatest thing
the
ever.
The nurse droid's killing everything. He's just having a time.
Well, it's brilliant because we don't know his intelligence level.
No.
We assume it's very low, right? Like a child.
Right.
So at 50 years, I mean...
No, I was trying to defend babies right then. I'm like, they're not stupid. They just don't know anything yet, which is kind of stupid.
Well, point taken.
Ignorance, but
it's just the whole thing. And it's something that could have gone south real quick.
Of course.
And they managed to make it amazing.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But
there's nuance. There's other nuances in the entire piece that are amazing, like seeing a disintegration actually happen in front of our very eyes, and especially against Jawas. Like, it's just fun.
Right.
Like, it's terrible to say this, but like there's a group of people in this country that love to go shoot prairie dogs. They're a nuisance.
Right.
Right. Yeah. That's what that was. That was like prairie dog hunters. They shoot them just to get rid of them because it kills cows, right? Or cows break their legs.
And like you think other things they introduced that you just never thought of, like, oh yeah, I thought carbon freezing chambers were chambers. No, you can just have one on your ship and just freeze a guy real quick, and just like.
Well, see, I actually wondered, like, this, because this is what, like 7 years after Empire.
Yeah, Jedi.
Well, it's like 5 to 7 years after Jedi, which makes it 6 to 8 after Empire, right?
I think if I'm correct, I think the difference between Empire and Jedi is 3 years.
Han's not in carbon.
Yeah, he's in. It's like 3 years there in carbon. Right? That could all change. The comet may change all that, but
I thought it was like a year.
No, it's like 3 years.
Man, we got a lot of story here, though, from what happened with the Civil War. Because, like, anyway, like there was obviously a lot happening. It can't just be we're at a stalemate for 3. Anyway.
Well, if they get rid of Legends, I think that might.
No, but I think what they did, because there's a 3 year gap between Empire and Jedi, like in real life, and I think that's what when they were making Legends stuff, they just stuck with that. I mean, I think there's a practical reason for it. They may, like, Charlie Soule's working on the new comic, and that it's all canon, so that may all change. Right. That may all change, but
anyway, my point that 3 years over 1 year, over 1 year, actually makes my theory more stronger. What was that English? Anyway,
it was Huttese. It was great.
It was like blasphemous.
I know, right?
Not like the segment we did back there.
Theming. So, if they're testing it out on Bespin, and Boba's like, hey, I've tested all this stuff, and Vader's there, and they tested this carbon freezing on Bespin. Maybe just like any Apple product, in like 4 years it just gets better.
Skyrocketed.
And
yep.
Right. So hey, we can put this on ships now.
So
bounty hunters everywhere were like,
Yeah. Well, I bet it became Imperial technology.
Yeah.
Right? So they tested on Han Solo. That's how I always viewed the Empire. The Empire is
Right.
brilliant. They're a machine, right? So they tested on Han Solo, like, oh shit, this works.
Yeah.
And so then they're like, boop, got an idea.
So-
From this point forward, we can freeze people.
So I know this is retconning him because this is how the universe works now. But you guys, I know you haven't watched a lot of Clone Wars, if any.
Right.
And you haven't watched a lot of Clone Wars, right?
Yeah, I watched everything. I just don't remember it.
All right, so
It's like 20,000 years old.
right, so in Clone Wars, there's an episode where the Jedi have to and the clones have to go to a planet, but it's surrounded by a droid security field that scans ships for life forms because droids don't have,
Yep.
And so to get past it, they all carbon freeze themselves. So Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, she sneaks aboard and freezes herself, and the clones. And so they're in carbonite, and they're led by...
I actually don't like that at all.
Well, it takes away from the entire concept of what it was in Empire.
Because Vader even says, "Are you sure?" Like he's like, there's that talk. Is he going to be fine? And like, if he dies, we'll recompensate you.
Right,
but Vader seems unsure that it's going to work.
No,
he's
no.
been through it himself.
No. I can see why.
So I'm like,
but do you understand what carbon freezing is for, right?
Yeah, like shipments.
Yeah, so best friends to Tabana gas mine, and so they take the Tabana gas and they freeze it in these blocks. That's not meant to put a guy in,
right?
And so that's not like something they have to retrofit to make that work. So he's got these Ugnaughts that do that. It's not like something they train for,
right?
And so that's I think with the retconning, that's how you can look at it. He's like, okay. Maybe Vader's like, all right, I know this is a concept that has worked.
But Vader was on the ship, right?
Right.
So he's been carbon froze before.
Right.
Yeah, see, I don't like that. I just don't like I don't like the idea of him forgetting shit. Like the convenience.
I don't think he's forgotten. What I'm saying, I don't think he's like, oh, he's forgotten. And I think we never see the concept of how he gets frozen.
Right.
So, like how, and so Vader probably he says he knows about it because like, here's an idea. We'll just freeze Luke. Because you've got this thing, and I know how this works. Tells an Ugnaught you switch that thing to that thing.
Yeah. It's like a freezer at a kitchen,
right?
Versus your freezer at the house.
Right.
Like, I'm not putting a side of beef in my freezer at the house.
Right.
However, I can try to make it work.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I got a pig guy to help me out on that,
if I have a genius. Now, the other thing that makes me sort of okay with it is, like, how does Lando know? Like, Lando crouches down. He's like, he's in perfect hibernation. Like, so obviously this thing he's in, this cube of ice with the electronics on the side,
right,
is giving vitals.
Right, it's got a sensor. Yes,
so they've planned for that.
They've done it. Well, it sounds like they've done it. Is what it suggests.
Yeah.
I just always thought it was more. To me, look, Star Wars. There's certain moments in concepts, and this is going back to Mando. Mando feels special the entire way through.
right.
Every moment of Mando is special, right? And when you take away the specialness, that's when I get upset. And it's what's happened in some of the later movies and all that junk. But that's what made Empire so fascinating to me is it was that entire movie was a series of special events. Mm-hmm. And one of those being, no one's been frozen in carbonite before.
They never say that.
But
They never say
it's very implied that they do that.
It's either implied or new hot take, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, Boba Fett's a dumb hick.
No, fair enough.
Because he's no good to me dead, right? Like,
Right.
He's talking about, like, don't do this isn't going to be good.
No.
And Vader's like, look, if he dies, I'll give you your money.
No.
But
You're
Boba's
getting
all
that
worried.
out for when Lando. So in this, seriously, and you know this about me. Out of the entire Star Wars trilogy, my favorite scene in the entire thing is the carbon freezing chamber scene.
Sure.
I mean, as a kid, it just fascinating. It looks cool, and he turns into this crazy looking chocolate bar. It's like, when I was 3, it was amazing. Right? It was like, oh, right. So I've seen it 1,000 times or more, and what you're thinking about him saying, that it's never been done for. Lando says if you put him in here, it might kill him, which is a fact.
Yeah.
Lando's never heard of that. Vader says, well, then we'll test it on Captain Solo. And so that's just a test. I mean, because originally
that's what it implies to me.
Like,
We're unsure, so we've got a random, because the goal is not Captain Solo. Who gives a shit?
Right.
He doesn't care. He wants Luke.
Right.
So the idea is, if it's going to kill him, then I don't want to use
the Emperor's prize damaged.
Right. Yeah. If it works, then great, we capture Luke. If it doesn't work, then I've got to come up with a new plan. That's what it says to me. So it says like it's a risk. It's a risk endeavor.
Right. It's a risk endeavor. But I'm saying I'm not. I've never said it wasn't a risk. I'm just saying.
It just implies to me that it's not been done if they're testing it for the first time.
Maybe there was a 3-second scene that was edited out where he's talking to the Ugnaughts, and the Ugnaughts are like, look, I don't have C clamps, I only have D converters. Now, if you use a D converter, it might not relay the power supply correctly,
C24s.
and you'll get too little carbon in before the freezing.
They work in
and then it'll
C47s.
just freeze his blood. Try it anyway, do it or I'll kill you. And the Ugnaughts like, wait, and go.
That's
right?
pretty
Like,
good Ugnaught.
That's pretty good melt.
That was good.
Pretty good
That was
melt.
pretty well done.
So maybe that, like, just go with that, right? Like,
Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm very precious about the idea of taking too much fan service backwards in the cartoon show.
So
gets to me like when it's blatant stuff, and that's just a personal opinion.
And also,
that's what I did like about Mando, is that we didn't get a lot of that. The fan service we got was proper.
I'll flip back to if that's fan service though. That's Lucas fan service, because he's writing. He's a producer on Clone Wars. He's there and active on that show. So.
Yeah, it's okay for me not to like it.
Right? No, I'm not
gonna. He's not the Pope.
Well,
Let's stay blasphemous, folks. Let's get right.
It's not okay for you to not like it. You must like it.
No.
Star Wars.
No, it's fine. It's fine. He can put that episode like he did that other movie that we don't talk about.
Yeah. Which one?
Right.
All right. So, what about dislikes? Because I mean, there's got to be some level of it. I mean, just to be fair and balanced. To be fair. We have to have at least. You have to have a little bit of opposition. Like, obviously, I will say I've rewatched the entire series again because there's nothing for me to enjoy. I'll talk about Picard off show.
Did you watch this week's episode?
Yeah, I'm like totally hooked on that damn show now.
Okay, we'll talk about it afterwards. Watch Picard. It's crazy.
It's Firefly.
I mean, I already wanted to watch it, but now I really
No, you should watch it. It's a close. Picard is the Mandalorian for Star Trek.
Okay, done.
100%. It's even shot the same way.
If the two slow episodes are pushed up closer to the front.
Well, I still liked them. They didn't bother me as much as they bothered you.
Bother the hell out of me.
Anyway, long story short, episode 4 has grown on me a little bit. I can tolerate it more.
Yay!
I still just have an issue with the overall issue with Mando is a slightly bloated story to get us where we need to be.
Right.
I would have preferred more episodes that had a little more development to the actual story we're telling, as opposed to. And I get it. Season 1, they're doing character arc. And they're spending more time on character development as a story as opposed to episodic pieces. But I would have loved, like, the fucking Space Boston is still the problem.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't work.
100%. The prison is the.
It just has no reason to be there.
Is the weakest episode.
There's nothing. There's no callback to that episode for it to be.
There's not even. There's barely character motivation in that episode.
Like
unless they bring it back in season 2, which they will.
Everything else ties up at the end.
Yep.
So unless the only again, I'm repeating myself, but unless the thing we got out of that chapter was that the Razor Crest is blind, invisible to radar and systems, then why?
Yeah.
I think
so. It better pay off in season 2. Is all I'm saying.
I think that episode only exists to give us space to choose us and let Dave Filoni fly an X-wing.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, look, if I had that kind of pull, I'd be flying an X-wing.
I geeked out. I'm not gonna lie. It was a great moment for me. I was very happy to see them because that episode was like, I am so bored right now.
Right, it's a dull episode, and which
it shouldn't have been.
No, because the performances are good. I like Bill Burr in it, and I like Clancy Brown, and. It's just there's just nothing that goes on.
Wicked. Sorry. I thought you said Wicket, and I was like,
No, it was Wicked.
It was Wicked.
That's a new shirt. Bill Burr saying Wicked awesome.
It's Wicked awesome.
Pointing to his shoulder gun.
No, but it's Wicket. It's literally.
Oh, he's wearing a Wicket at this point.
And Wicked's changed his name to Awesome.
So, and it just. To me, it's just to show that off, and then maybe the Mandalorian's Batman. Watch him do Batman stuff. It's like playing Arkham Knight, right?
That was totally Arkham Knight.
Because I'm still on the boss earlier.
Yeah.
I totally think he's got to be from Dagobah.
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 It's got to be from Dagobah. Right? Like, you don't know what's on the other side of the planet. They probably knock the ships over there. It's Dagobah.
God, it's great. That's well done.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
That's my pie.
That's my pie. Dagobah, smart pie. In the swamp.
Yeah, so I guess my thing is just that I wish the arc, episode 5 is a problem, but I wish the arc had been a little more. I mean, it did close up, but I feel like it was backspun.
I also don't like the gunslinger.
Was that episode 4? 5?
Yeah.
5 and 6.
Chapter
5 and 6. Thank you.
Yeah, chapter 5.
We know why I don't like chapter 5.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't like strangers with Randy.
But he loves Amy Sedaris.
I love Amy Sedaris. Like,
I bet she is wonderful, and I don't want her to ever possibly hear this and think I don't like her as a person, but I don't like her on screen.
I don't get her, so it's all good.
However, that's probably why.
Yeah.
And that being said, she's the best part of that episode. She's interesting and funny, and she's got really great Ripley cosplay going on. And then you're like, oh, okay, then we get to see the cantina. Sort of, it's like the cantina but light. And then
But why doesn't she have eyebrows?
Star Wars. You don't have to have eyebrows. In Star
Her
Wars.
race of beings were born without eyebrows.
It was so hot and Tatooine, they just
burned off. You don't need them. And then. Like, they make Ming-Na to be this this badass assassin stuff, and it's just like, and it doesn't pay off.
Well, yeah, I think that's another
right, but it's like it's just
bloat. It's just big bloat, and it could be setting up something amazing, but you don't get that when you're watching it.
No, because
it's a retrospective thing.
It's also
like,
so. Here's the problem, and I hate to put our patrons saying, but it's a Dave Filoni episode, and this is what Filoni loves to do. He likes to sprinkle things, and then we'll see her in season 4, and then time you've forgotten about it.
I think that works in animation when you have a 23 episode season.
Right, but it's not going to work.
It's not going to work when you have a 6 episode or 8 episode arc. And frankly, how short some of these episodes were, you could have condensed them. Episode 2 and 3 could have been almost run together, if I'm not mistaken. I think 3 is a little long, but it's close.
Honestly, I know it ends up being an important episode, chapter 2. With the Jawas.
Right. No, I'll fight you over this one.
But like,
honestly, this is one of the best episodes.
Bust out a shiv.
I didn't know we were playing prison rules on this podcast.
That's right. I got pocket sand. It'll be all right.
Next time I'll wear my phone books. And my
the following podcast is presented to you in prison rules. I'll shake a bitch.
Pocket sand.
Welcome to Oz, the podcast.
I don't know you.
The podcast. That's terrible. Nope. We were going so well. It was going so well.
This is where my pocket sand is like sour dust from these sour.
You just blow it, and then all of a sudden it's like, it burns. It's delicious, but it burns.
It's the nuclear option.
So circle gets a square.
Circle gets a square. 100%. That's 100%.
We just haven't mentioned Jimmy Bullock.
Right. Yeah. All right. So you're saying episode 2, chapter 2, and episode 2 both equally bad.
No, I enjoyed the episode. It was just a lot of slow. They could have definitely, like, I don't know, maybe not from a storytelling standpoint. They needed to make it feel like he was trudging and doing all this stuff, but it just felt like
I'll say first time I watched it was bogged down.
Yeah.
What I liked was it was just a little. First watch, I did not enjoy as much as its subsequent watches. Okay. The more I watch it, the more I enjoy it. It's just little subtle things got bigger and better for me.
Yeah.
I liked it from the beginning because it's bold. Television doesn't do that. Television barely does silent episodes, and this is mostly a silent episode to the end.
We talked about that G.I. Joe comic book.
Right. Yeah.
SFX was the issue, and it was like there was no words the entire book.
Right, and so it's kind of like that. There's talking toward the end of it, but it's like
it's the Battlestar Galactica Caprica jump situation. Like you jump ahead in New Caprica time. You never seen that show? Are you not a Battlestar guy?
No.
Oh man,
was it the Buffy episode of Hush?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a Buffy episode of Hush.
There, I got that reference.
Yeah.
Nope.
That one went up for an Emmy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, historically, episodes that don't talk.
Well, because it's different, right? It's progressive TV.
Yeah, have been well received.
It's 1917, essentially, right? So if you have a TV series that is...
One just started?
Well, the idea of 1917, taking a really risky situation in filmmaking. But it's that same idea. You take a conceptual piece of how the story is told.
Yeah.
And then you flip it on its head. That's a big deal. No, it's phenomenal. It'd be amazing if someone made a Star Wars like that.
So
Let's do it.
Oh my dear God. Be all over it. You could do it. You could do it with a Jedi fight. You could 100% do it. You could do Jedis and soldiers on the ground. You could absolutely do it.
just retell Hoth.
Oh my God, I'd crap myself for
I
that.
can get us a Saber Legion. I'm in with them now, so we can have lightsaber fights going on.
Yeah, you just put them in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So season 2 is coming in October. What would you like to see in it?
I would like to see it be called Book 2, if we're having chapters.
Pedantics again.
Fair enough.
The pedantic man is here.
Like Star Wars knows what books are.
Yeah, they burned them.
they didn't have books until
How do you sleep with the books? Oh, that's beds. Never mind.
they didn't have books until that movie we shall not talk about.
And I heard they burned them. That's why I don't like it.
No, they didn't burn them.
Yeah,
You saw the books in the movie afterwards.
Yeah.
They're there.
Oh, that's right.
They're
But
there.
you thought they were burned.
But remember, she.
Just you opened the drawer and you saw them and it's like, oh, that didn't.
Oh, so Yoda was being super slick. Got it.
God, I hate that movie so freaking much. I was doing fine until somebody brought it up. God.
Thanks. It's all you, man. I don't know.
I'm like BA from the A-Team when it comes to flying, and someone just has to drug me.
So we're gonna go see The Last Jedi. Let's get him drink this. I don't like no milk. Drink.
Did you say blue milk?
Sure.
Oh,
That's better than green milk.
oh, I'm.
Direct from the source.
Oh, God. I hate it so much.
At least I like Knives Out.
That poor thing's just sitting there enjoying its beach vacation.
Can you imagine some guys?
What? He's like, dude, consent. I didn't say.
He's like, walks up, he's like, did it, right?
I never thought about that. He's just chilling.
You're assuming it's a cattle style animal.
Did you watch you didn't. You clearly hadn't watched the behind the scenes of that stuff.
Oh, God, no.
So watch the behind the scenes of
That's
that.
hell for me.
Oh, get this.
Although I like Steve Yedlin.
So they filmed that on this like remote island in Ireland, and they had to like fly that creature in special like via helicopter. It was like all the money they wasted to put a practical effect there, and it's just like I'm just watching.
Well, I was sitting there thinking about this.
getting angry and angry.
I was sitting there, thought about it when thinking about this. Like, Mom, Dad, guess what? I'm working on the new Star Wars movie. Oh, that's amazing. What are you doing? Well,
So
I puppeteer a green titty monster.
I squeeze the teat from the inside to project the milk out.
I want to
I'm
know
a teat squeezer.
though, why John Lovitz wasn't there.
Oh my God! Like from The Critic.
No. Well, yes, he's from that, but
Yeah.
yes, that actor.
Yeah.
But no, why he wasn't there as the king of that planet they were on?
That would have been amazing.
Because those native creatures were straight up from Mom and Dad.
Yeah, save the planet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So I was waiting for a
The
mushroom
caretakers.
creature.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say, have you watched the deleted scenes?
Of what?
No, he's already admitted it. So he in this realm. He's in. So I will say, it has one of the best deleted scenes in one of the Star Wars films, and I wish it was in the movie.
Oh, I might have seen some of these.
So
There's
there's
the one where Ray runs down there.
right. So
oh yeah, that's pretty good.
So have you seen them?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So for those who had, and if I'll find it, I think there's on YouTube. I'll post it. But there's a scene where, like, you know, Ray's training and Luke's talking to her and he points out like there's a raider coming to raid the little caretaker's village, and he's like, and Ray's ready to go defend and go fight, and because she's like, that's what Jedi do, and he's like, you have to learn that we can't save everybody. That's the lesson. We can't save everybody. And she's like, screw you, old man. I'm going to go save everybody. And so she runs down there. And it's not a raid. It's like a party.
Yeah.
And Chewbacca's there. And he's eating pork. And it's great.
Yeah, it's great.
And she's like lightsaber blazing. And they're just like, what?
So the fact that they took that out, like in retrospect,
Right.
actually would have helped their cause a lot better had they left it in.
Right.
That's just, again, further causality for why that's the shittiest Star Wars ever made. Or not.
My favorite deleted scene is that extended Finn Phasma fight. Like,
I've still never seen that. I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
if I'll
I
find
only
it.
saw the Ray one on the internet.
I'll post it too because it makes more sense.
Yeah.
It
does.
It's interesting.
Look, you know, there's
Maybe we need a rain cut.
Maybe.
I mean, Orion cut.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Here's what I was about to say. There's a real possibility, an absolute true possibility that he actually made a halfway decent movie, and our good friend from Kathleen Kennedy's Cut Him Up, the KKC.
That's going to make it KKK.
But the studio came along and destroyed it. I mean, there's a possibility there was something better there. That
I don't know. I don't know.
Destroyed.
After seeing the Colin Trevorrow script and what we got, I don't know. Anyway, so back to like what we would like to see in Mando season 2.
Oh yeah.
I want a bigger world. We went to too few many planets. I want to know a little bit more political structure. What's going on? The only reason why is because I find that time frame super fascinating.
Right.
It's the Wild West. Like everything's falling apart. I'd love a little more breadth into that.
So like in a Western, if you're watching the Western, you want to see what's happening basically back in New York.
Yeah, I just kind of want to know the history. Well, we understand that when we're watching a Western, right? Because we understand the history of what that is. I just need a little more.
Context.
I need a context piece. That's all.
Let's see what's happening on Coruscant right now.
Yeah.
Let's see
See
what's happening on Alvar.
how the new Republic is trying to hold things
That's
together.
funny. They've done a very good job, though, about not breaking character perspective, which happens a lot on TV. They stick with Mando. Like, if you think about it, there's no jumps to other worlds. They stay with him. There's barely any crossovers. That's a big deal. It's a very big deal. It's good writing.
So it would maybe be very hard unless he goes visits Coruscant to see what's going on.
Well, I think they could give it to me in a holo chat, anything, like some way of just delivering some information.
Or a news program.
Yeah, anything. Yep.
You know, we get
Size noodles. How about a Foden bead? I would watch
No,
Foden.
thank you.
Why?
Oh,
You're not a Foden bead fan?
I'm not a
Pod racer fan at all.
God, I'm thinking of the comedian.
Greg Proops?
Yes, I'm not a Greg Proops fan. His voice. He has his moments on like Who's Line.
Yeah.
But his voice.
Didn't he come out to be a kind of a bad dude?
I met him at Celebration. He was lovely.
Something about his voice like triggers a primal must murder in my brain. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think something happened. I think he might be a Me Too guy or something. Don't quote me on that.
I don't think so. But,
I just know he passed away.
Almost everyone else on Who's Line, but he just.
See, I love Foden bead.
Again, his comedy was not my comedy.
yeah.
It's all good.
So when I heard it, like when I watched episode 1, and I was like, I know that voice.
Yeah.
Womp womp. I
Little
mean, he's got a
sinky.
good announcing voice actually, but no, thank you.
Okay. No Foden bead.
So you want a richer world, so I want to find out.
I want a little bit, just a little taste abroad.
What do you want, Jenny?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind a small time jump. The problem is, I want to see Baby Yoda getting older, but we're not going to get to.
No.
I mean, and that's what makes me wonder how they're going to do it, right? Because I want to see him start training, right, and start becoming a Mandalorian. What do we call him? The thing, whatever they're.
A foundling?
Well, yeah, but there's the pretend name for his species. That people that trip to Dick or whatever because it means 3 fingers.
No.
I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, it's not the real name of the race, but it's what people have called them over the years. I don't know. I like not knowing. You know me. I don't like spoilers. I don't like reading.
That's what speculation's for.
But I don't even like reading that kind of stuff. I like just going in cold. That's my favorite thing because I want to see what.
So what you want for season 2 is to know nothing.
Preferably.
Yeah.
This is the way.
I like going in, which, doing the show, we'll have rumors and stuff, and that's fine. But people are always like, for whatever different things we're doing, they're like, have you seen this picture, this new thing coming out? I'm like, no, I don't care to. I like the Christmas morning aspect.
I get it. I totally get it.
100% get it.
I would hope he's in it, though, the Mandalorian.
Well, we all know now that Pedro.
It is now called Gideon.
Baby Yoda show.
Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Season 2 be from the Moff's perspective.
Oh, I'd be super awesome on that. I'd be all over that.
It'd be fun.
Especially if he's chasing the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, it gives us something we've not had, which Stephanie brought up last week when we talked about spin-off stuff, which was Star Wars stories told from the Empire's perspective. Yeah. I think it would be kind of fascinating. Yeah. What do you got?
For me...
Lando Calrissian.
No. See, the easy pull and the temptation is to pull something from that we've seen before.
Yeah.
or like a major character for and the rumor was like we're gonna get somebody from the Skywalker saga in this.
I was hoping we'd get somebody from the Rebels saga.
But so we'll see. I don't know if I want. Part of me would be giddy for it. Like I was giddy when I saw the Darksaber. That was neat. But do I want to see a live action Sabine or a live action Ahsoka? I might if I have. I don't know. But I'm not sure. I mean, because it could go either way, and I'm fearful that it could go bad.
Yeah.
I think for you, one of those two would be much easier to take, though, than if they gave you a live-action Hera, and it wasn't up to par. You'd be heartbroken.
But I feel like they could get away with, no offense, a live-action Hera
they could
better
do
than
everybody
anybody else.
else,
Because the amount of makeup.
Easily do a live-action.
The Twilight was great.
Sabine's tricky.
You would never. In this show, you would never have to have her take her helmet off.
Oh, that's fair enough.
But you would want to. You'd have to. You'd have to.
Not if she's trying to fit in with the Orthodox month.
She's not, though. She's not. I am pretty sure. I don't know this for a fact. I'm feeling. Gut feeling.
God feeling.
The timeline of the epilogue of Rebels and the start of the Mandalorian are very close together. Very close together. So she's been in Lothal the whole time. So there's no way she's like, I'm now going to suddenly find a religion when her and Ahsoka are now off looking in the unknown regions for Thrawn.
If she goes and she's with that cabal or whatever they're calling themselves.
Yeah.
And she recognizes their practices of not taking off their helmet. She respects it while.
Okay, I got you.
That's what I'm saying. Like the way you could get away with it.
I think honestly though, out of everybody, I think Tia Sakar could play her because she does. I mean, she could just play her. She could. I mean, that out of every
To be Sabine?
Yeah.
I'd cast around it.
Would you?
Yeah. I have a current obsession with this actress named Alicia Rotaru. She was on Arrow.
Right.
I don't know who she was. She did a voiceover job for me. Like she read randomly. And so I freaked out.
Into the microphone.
Oh, sorry. I freaked out a good bit, but I think she is my new candidate, and I think I'm going to start a hashtag movement. She's my new candidate for live action Ahsoka. Older Ahsoka. And her voice is 100% in the same space.
I can see it.
100% in the same space. Sounds exactly like her. So my thing is, I think Sabine needs, if they're going to cast people, that they're going to have to pull from. Wait. Sabine is also the girl that's on.
The Good Place. And
yeah, she's fine. Yeah, you're right. She could do it.
Yeah, I've met her. I've met her in person. I was like, oh, I get it. I can tell it. Just
Who is she?
You haven't watched The Good Place, have you?
I've seen a couple episodes.
Here, I'll pull up to you.
So you have Janet, but not Janet. You have the other girl. She's. I don't want to spoil anything. It's a good show. She's an actual actress. She's not just VO actress.
Okay. Is it the one that's the
Dark hair?
No. She's not a cast member. She's a recurring.
Well, she is in season 2.
No, she's recurring the whole time.
Oh, I thought she was on there full time.
No, she's recurring.
Anyway.
I mean, I would like to see Rebels characters brought to life. I mean, part of me wants to see it, but it's a Pandora's box.
Oh, does she play the sister? She's the one girl's sister, right?
No. She plays a demon.
Then can we have Maze? Somewhere
like corn?
No. Have you seen Lucifer?
No, I haven't seen Lucifer.
Have you ever seen the show Lucifer?
You just said maize and I went with corn.
Yeah. Well, that was very, very you of you.
You're right. Very, very. I am your Native American pop culture spirit guide.
I'm sorry. It's a little too late for me to try to give the maze back.
That's true. That's true. So again, while we were looking at this, it's very tempting to go like, oh my God, seeing Lando in this would be great because it would be.
But that's impossible, right? I mean, you're gonna have to.
Leslie Ann Brandt. She can be whoever she wants me to be for me.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's delightful.
And she's delightfully evil.
Yeah, she's delightful.
She's delightful.
As a Keen.
I'd like her as an Inquisitor then.
I'd like her again, however she tells me.
Yeah, she's delightful.
I just want to have coffee. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to be good. How about that? I'll go with that.
All right, season 2. Scotty wants it to be good. JD wants to know nothing, and I just want to know that there's other people in space.
I'm sorry, we're not interesting.
Big ass show we got here, fellas.
So there's no show. This is the only Star Wars show we have this week. So as you can hear by the episode, we've kind of combined our last Mando Monday,
Right.
And that's what we're titling it. But we're also combining it with a little bit of my Star Wars life because we are going to be all at Pensacon this week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
we're not doing a Star Wars show, but we're doing some other stuff. So you'll be able to see us there.
And live-ish
yeah,
if you happen to be there in the past.
Right.
If you get your time machine, don't go see something great. Go see something greater. Come see the Cult Movie Cantina live. No?
Yeah.
But I'm confused by the time machine because this comes out in 3 days.
No, but they might
Pentecost
listen to
next
it.
weekend.
But they might listen to it
In 10 days.
In 10 days.
Then they just missed it.
So Time Machine, you go back and watch it.
Yeah, so then
I'm
you go
following
back.
his logic.
Yeah.
It ain't right, but I followed it.
See? Roll Tide. Just don't even question it.
So you can go to ScottyWay.com and see the dates and times that we're going to be there, and you can also see the schedule for us for where we're going to be.
And I'm making a heel turn. I'm making a heel turn.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
That will be,
Yeah, that's some wrestling stuff right there. I love it.
Yeah. So JD's going to be on our game show ##.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so we think we're getting Jonathan Depew to be. So if everything works out, it's going to be the Battle of the JDs.
Oh, I love that.
And so
make the heel turn
You should do it.
because I will leave you
Yeah, just leave it
in
at that.
suspense.
so and I have a table there. We're going to have all kinds of stuff you can get to the table. So that's going to be cool. So come out in Pensacola,
And I will
Florida.
be running gaming.
Yeah, he's running all the
day,
games.
all
Yeah, he'll be
weekend.
doing
So
the gaming
if
for the
you
game.
come by and see somebody trying to keep track of all the people running all the games, come say hi.
Come say hi. It'd be awesome. And Drew will be there too because he's hanging out.
Yeah.
He's guest hosting on Cult Movie Cantina Live.
Can't wait. Love that movie.
Yeah, we're gonna do. We're doing They Live.
It's a great movie.
Great movie. And so if you're one of the first 40,
Bring everybody.
no, if you're one of the first 48, you get sunglasses.
But if you're out of bubble gum, then you have to kick their asses.
I don't want to kick anyone's ass. It's me.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and I don't like
Let's
work.
bring bubble gum. Like you can get 4,000
We're also bringing
double
bubble gum.
for a quarter. Just,
I'm gonna put it in the budget. Let me go look if I got
it's
bubble
a
gum.
quarter for 700,000 double bubbles.
Yep.
I don't believe that's
Made
right.
by the
I
Empire.
don't think that math is right. I don't.
The bubbles pop on the side.
It's been carbon
It can't
frozen.
be. Oh my God.
But it's in perfect hybridation.
Call back to hell.
No, it was cold.
Oh, you're right. Well, it froze over.
And hell, I still want to see the planet Hell, where Han was going to see him if they froze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they might hell.
Very
Yeah.
confusing.
Oh, well, it happens. Anything else, gentlemen?
I love you guys.
I love you too.
Yeah, good to be back on a Friday night. Stone sober, too.
Before you leave, I have to have you try something.
Okay.
So he won't be stone sober for much longer.
Okay, I guess I'm getting high. I mean, no, it's not that. It's not that.
Just
This is
Just a little
Scotty.
toot, we say.
toot, toot.
Yeah, okay.
This is Scotty saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours. And may the force be with you.
Knew you were going to say that.
This is the way.
I did it wrong last time.
Thank you for listening to the Mobcast Network.